there are there are games that I watch, and I see a maturation of a team. So when I became a real Canuck fan, and it was, not just like casually watching games here and there, it was 1982, and it was during the Stanley Cup Finals run. I have no problem admitting I jumped on a bandwagon in 1982 that I didn't realize was going to stop in 1982. I still think it's because Neil Belland wasn't on the team the following year. I think that's where it fell apart. I'm just kidding, but really, not really, Neil. Just you were the best. Anyways, for the Vancouver Canucks, there are certain moments. I remember the 91-92 team and how close they were, and then it fell apart in round two. And then, of course, 93-94, they had the 7-game series against Calgary. For the Naslund era, they never really had that big playoff moment, but they did have the 3-1 comeback against the Blues. And then you have the Luongo era where things, of course, went to a Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, which, of course, the Canucks did after the win over Calgary. I really like this core, and it's obvious by the fact that I have 2 Pettersson jerseys. I have a white Canucks jersey, which I now have a Horvat nameplate and number on. I also have a Brock Besser jersey, and at some point I'm going to get a Quinn Hughes, because it's going to happen. And I never been somebody who would get a lot of jerseys with names and numbers on them of team players for the Vancouver Canucks. There's something different with this bunch. Now, I'm not saying that everything's going to go great. I'm not even going to say they're going to beat the Blues. I still think the St. Louis Blues are shaking off whatever cobwebs they've had, and they very well could win 4 of the next 6 against Vancouver. They could win 4 of the next 5. But tonight, kind of feels different, because this was big. Now, what's interesting is right off the bat, JT Miller did not take the warm-up, so he appeared to be doubtful. It looked like Gaudette was going to skate in his spot. And then he's in the lineup. So he's apparently been nursing some ailments, and he's in the lineup without a warm-up, which, according to Kelly Rudy, is major. It's major not to need a warm-up and get into the game. That's just crazy. And yet, here he was. Sanford was stopped early by Markstrom, and I was concerned. I was concerned because I felt like the Blues were getting some really prime opportunities. The Blues looked dangerous. Perron was denied by Markstrom. Do you know what got me tonight, too, was there was a lot of talk about, well, Markstrom looked shaky. I'm kind of surprised. His save percentage was .926 against Minnesota. And my response to that was, well, yeah, if you weren't paying attention, of course you'd be surprised. He had a poor Game 4. But the first 3 games, there was not a problem with Markstrom's game at all. I had no doubt he could bounce back. But it's the Blues. They're the defending Stanley Cup champions, so I, don't take anything for granted. Blues looked dangerous. Perron denied. And then Sutter had a break, which drew a penalty on Falk. So Brandon Sutter right out of the gate is making me a happy camper. 12 seconds. 12 seconds into that power play, Bo Horvat scores from Hughes and Miller at 4:29. And this is where that nervousness shows up. So the comparison of, well, is he more of a Bruins fan or Canucks fan? I don't get this nervous watching the Bruins. I don't. If the Bruins lose a game, I'm kind of like, well, that sucks. Canucks, I get legit really, really nervous about them in games like this. So there was a 3-on-2 break. Bozak missed a good chance while I'm saying to the TV, okay, guys, just settle her down just a little bit. I know you guys like to play wide open, but so does St. Louis. Binnington then snagged a Virtanen shot. Roussel said hi to Binnington. Clearly, Roussel is going to try to get things going in this series and be a distraction. And Brouwer rewarded him with the spear right in the family jewels. So Brouwer let him know, yeah, no, we're not going to be taking any of that crap from you. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. The Canucks look good, evenly played first half. The shots were 8-7 for the Blues, 14 minutes in. Markstrom then absolutely robbed Sundqvist. Markstrom had a great game. Roussel takes a penalty, Blues to the power play, and it felt like the momentum was swinging in favor of the Blues. And during that power play, Perron scores from Shannon Pietrangelo at 16:37. And I put on the board, Canucks can't allow another. You can't let the Blues get a lead. You have to make sure they're chasing the game. You have to make sure that they're being forced to play your game a bit. Pietrangelo then takes a penalty, late Canucks power play. Hughes, great on that point. Quinn Hughes, we've watched him go from a rookie, and he said in a recent interview that because there's basically the 5 months between the pause and now, he feels like he's in his second year. He doesn't feel like he's a rookie anymore. He's already had his rookie season, and now he's into his second year. Second period in a 1-1 tie, Miller to Besser was deflected at a play early, and boy howdy were they dangerous. Myers then takes a penalty. Blues go to the power play. This was Myers' only penalty in the game. And it wasn't a bad penalty. It was one of those ones where you look at it and you go, yeah, it's probably a penalty. But it wasn't anything egregious. Bozak takes a penalty, and then it's 28 seconds of 4-on-4. Markstrom pretty darn solid. Braden Shen then takes a penalty. And do you know who drew it? Tyler Myers. So Myers tonight takes a penalty and he draws one. So that means one definitely negates the other in my eyes. And not only that, but that brings a Canucks power play that scores. So by Myers drawing the penalty, here's the goal. Pettersson scores at 8:37, and it looked like Besser got the assist on that. But last I checked with the app, they're not giving Besser the assist. It's fine. It's whatever. I guess it was touched by the Blues last. But Pettersson just drilled it. It was fantastic. But then a minute and 22 seconds later, a breakaway goal and a turnover by Jaden Schwartz. The Canucks were very, very loose with the puck tonight, which is fine. And I'm serious. That's fine. That may very well be their game. But it can be terrifying when you're cheering for them and you see them with these wild passes and you're like, man, if one of those gets intercepted and then this happens and Jaden Schwartz on breakaway, Tanev's not going to catch him, and didn't. So there's a goal there, and I thought the Canucks needed to watch the fast breaks because shortly after that the Blues got another fast break. And it kind of felt like this game could turn in favor of the Blues. And definitely the better chances belonged to the Blues, but Markstrom was great. McEwen then takes a penalty. Blues went to the power play. I thought Zach McEwen had a half-decent game. I didn't have a problem with it at all. Good power play. The Canucks really need to tighten things up, I felt, at this point in the game. Again, you're against the defending Stanley Cup champions who are already coming in feeling kind of antsy because of how they played in the round robin. And you want to make sure you're getting that significant pushback. McEachern takes a penalty, another power play for the Canucks. Markstrom caught a Pietrangelo shot on a turnover. Again, the turnovers could have been lethal, but Markstrom, fantastic tonight. So, again, when I'm hearing the announcers on Sportsnet, I'm surprised he's playing well. I'm surprised. I was surprised he had good stats against Minnesota. He had a shutout against Minnesota. What are you talking about? So, third period, 2-2, and I realize the Blues are not Minnesota. I realize there's a huge difference between the two. Because every time Tarasenko got the puck, I was pretty sure he was going to find a way to get one home. And he had some good opportunities that just went wide. Markstrom mishandled the puck early outside his net, which made me nervous. I do get nervous at times when Markstrom puck handles. It's sort of the same as when Tuukka Rask does it for Boston, where I'm like, oh, you may not want to do that. That's nice, but you can maybe just stay in the net and let Tanev or Edler come out. Edler had some iffy moments tonight, but Edler also had some really good moments too, so I'm not going to say anything bad there. Fast breaks both ways. I thought that favored the Blues. And maybe that's just what I'm conditioned to think because of last year, and maybe fast breaks and the game being wide open back and forth, maybe it favors the Canucks. Sanford had a chance that was saved, and then Stetcher scores from Besser and Pearson at 5:37. Now, for people who don't know, Troy Stetcher lost his father on Father's Day. And they told the story after that goal that his father, they found a letter from his father wishing him well during his rookie year in the NHL. And after he scored that goal, Stetcher looked skyward, and clearly that was a signal to his father looking down. And really, the Canucks, they have Markstrom, they have JT Miller's kid, and they have there's Horvat's baby. There are so many different made-for-TV movies you could make about the Vancouver Canucks roster right now. It's a Hallmark movie waiting to happen. It really is. And then I said the Canucks need to watch the turnovers because again, there were some turnovers that Markstrom was bailing them out big time. Markstrom, absolutely fantastic. We're not worthy kind of moment. Horvat would then get a goal from Pearson at 8:01. Anybody who has ever said that Bo Horvat's not really a good offensive player. And I've had this argument with people. If you haven't seen that goal, I recommend that you watch that goal. That was a goal scorer's goal. It was fantastic. All I've got on the board is wow, because I can't describe it in any kind of fashion for you fine people that's going to make any sense. It was fantastic. The pass from Pearson was great. They have great chemistry, the two of them together, and just this was fantastic. So it's 4-2, and I allow myself a moment of relaxation until the puck's dropped. And then Parayko, he had a blast that was stopped. Scary shot for Parayko. Colton Parayko has one of the best shots in the NHL, at least one of the hardest shots in the NHL. Puck to the ear then on Sanford. It looked like it caught him in the side of the head in the ear. He was okay. I'm pretty sure he stayed in the game, but it was one of those scary moments. They blow the whistle right away. They pulled the goalie with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. There was a post hit by Justin Falk, and the Blues were buzzing aplenty. And the Canucks were having a hard time getting the puck. They couldn't get it out, but Markstrom was great, and the Blues just could not put that away. Frantic play. Markstrom was fantastic. And then with 1 minute and 28 seconds left, Pietrangelo takes a penalty. He may not have agreed with that penalty. Read some lips while he was going to the box. Good thing those were garbled words because they looked like they might have been foul words right there. And then on the power play at 19 minutes and 21 seconds of the third period, JT Miller gets the insurance goal from Brock Boeser. And so Boeser with a couple of assists. JT Miller with a goal and an assist in a game where he didn't even take the warm-up. The Canucks win this game 5-2, and I'm at a loss. This was a game that scared me. Only because I thought St. Louis had some really good chances. They've got to tighten up just a little bit defensively. Watch the turnovers. But I'm cautiously optimistic, as I've been all year. I've stayed that cautiously optimistic the whole year. And again, for people who want to complain about contracts on the team and, oh, well, who cares this year because, they're just going to get killed in the first round, I provide to you this game and say, you know what, this is good experience. And I would love for anybody who says, well, making the playoffs is stupid and, they should just miss the playoffs and keep picking up prospects, or this is a bad way to build. Go into their locker room and tell them that. And again, that's the challenge that I put forward, is that a team that definitely has some bad contracts on it, they're up 1-0 on St. Louis. The shots favored the Blues the whole way, though. This is what I'm talking about. This is where the Canucks have to watch this. 12-9 in the first, 10-8 in the second, 9-5 in the third. St. Louis has now been outscored 9-0 in third periods since the return, including the round robin. 31-22 for the shots for St. Louis. The hits were 30-18 for St. Louis. Power plays, Vancouver goes 3 for 6. I don't think that's going to happen again. St. Louis goes 1 for 3. Markstrom 29 saves on 31 shots, and Binnington with a very un-Binnington-like 17 saves on 22 shots. Your 3 stars in this game. I don't normally do 3 stars, but it's been so long since the end of the game. They've already been posted. They had Stetcher, Horvat, and Markstrom as the 3 stars in this game. Bo Horvat, 2 fantastic goals. He's the captain and heart and soul of this team, and I've started realizing there's a maturation going on here where Pettersson's kind of like the Bure on the team, and Horvat's kind of the Trevor Linden on the team. Hughes, it's hard to say because Hughes is that defenseman the Canucks have never had. The defenseman who is going to play 26-plus minutes a night. The defenseman who's going to be able to do a little bit of everything. And he's already playing like a veteran. They showed how the Canucks were really trying to get in Perron's face and try to get him out of his game. And Hughes was one of the guys doing that. So, really tonight, good start to the series. Great game. I think there were some dangerous plays here, but it was very entertaining. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video and it's just one game. You tell yourself it's just one game, and it is. It's just one game, but it is nice to have that victory so that at least for the Vancouver Canucks, they don't have to worry about somebody saying, oh, you got steamrolled in 4 by St. Louis. They're in a situation right now where, they're in this. And this is really important experience, win or lose. So if St. Louis does win 4 of the next 6, it's a great experience for the team. And that's how I view it. Let me know how you view it in the comment section below as always. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.